Hey, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Nerd Mode On, and welcome to Recap, a video series where I'll be going over what has been occurring over the last week and talk with you guys about things that you can be expecting in future episodes. So with that said and done, let's jump right into the episode, shall we? So of course, starting things off on the YouTube side of things, everything's actually been going very well. I've been really striving to get every single video out. There's been a few times where I've just been at a loss of motivation, but I've told myself that I need to get the videos out for you guys, and I put a lot of effort into them, believe it or not. I've actually been sitting down to try to re-innovate on some existing series, as well as trying to advance them, or in many cases trying to figure out a replacement maybe for them. I mean, for the most part I enjoy every single video, but there are a couple that just need to be reworked or maybe just completely torn down and rebuilt back up. But for the most part I've been putting a lot of effort into the videos, really trying to overwhelm myself when it comes down to the main gist of it, and in many cases I've been finding that the 4K just continues to look a lot better, and as well as I'm trying to advance my videos in different departments to hopefully give you guys the idea or the overall feeling that I'm putting a lot of effort into it, and I'm hoping that's what you guys are seeing. Now of course, transferring over to the gaming side of things, I've been having a lot of fun playing Battlefield 4, though I haven't been playing it as much, but when I do have a couple of minutes to play, I definitely sit down and try to play a couple of rounds of Operation Locker, or in many cases just really try to play some of the Dragon's Teeth DLC maps. Now one of the biggest things I've been having a lot of fun with is using different weapons. You know, Battlefield is a great game. It can be extremely fun, especially if you're destroying the other team, but it can also be very fun to try out different weapons. I've been trying out the ACWR, which is a weapon that I've probably only had 10 kills with since the release of the game. However, at the moment of recording this, I'm still working on trying to get some of the battle packs. I've been having a lot of fun just trying new things out and really trying to play different classes, considering that it can get very stagnant if you just use the assault category, like myself and many other players that are in that position. Now of course, alongside playing Battlefield 4, I've been having a little bit of fun playing Counter-Strike Go, which is a game that I kind of came into contact with because of a friend of mine, and I've also been knowing that it's a game that a lot of players play. Don't get me wrong, I'm well aware that the Counter-Strike series is a very important competitive shooter, and I'm not really playing it for the competitive thing. I don't have aspirations to become an MLG pro like everybody seems to want to become, but by itself I feel like I've just been having a little bit of fun trying new games out, and I feel like the movement's a lot more strategic and a lot more valued, especially in that tactical shooter aspect. Now of course, I've kind of found myself being a little bit newbier when it comes down to that particular title, considering that I still don't understand all the fundamentals of it. I make a lot of mistakes and I try to be overly aggressive when I should be more defensive. Now with that said, I've been having a lot of fun playing with Days, though it may not seem like it if you were to listen to the commentary proportion of it, but for the most part, every time I get off of my session, I'm always like, that was a lot of fun, I had a great time, and I look forward to hopefully playing it in the future. I don't know if I'd ever record for it, because I know the Counter-Strike community can be a little bit more aggressive in their ways of trying to provide you with feedback, but for the most part, I've been having a lot of fun, and it's been a very enjoyable experience. Now during our play session, we actually had a lot of fun, and I was trying to develop my skills, but as well as there was a subscriber in the game with us, which I didn't recognize at the time until we really got a lot more enveloped into the game, but for the most part we were having some conversations back and forth in the middle of a game, and it was just a great experience by itself, and I'm glad that I had the opportunity to play with a subscriber that didn't expect me to be playing Counter-Strike, or just by itself didn't expect me to reply. But at the beginning of it we weren't exactly too accustomed to each other, but as the round proceeded we won the game, everything turned out really well, and I feel like I got my skills up, as well as I just had to meet a subscriber, which was really awesome by itself. But for the most part, I've actually just been having a lot of fun with those very few games I have been playing. I haven't exactly had the most time in the entire world to actually sit down and game on my PC, or in some cases my consoles, but it seems like they kind of just collect the dust at the moment. But of course, with that said, transferring over to the real life part of the video, it's been actually pretty hectic the last couple of days, and it's really been an overall experience when it comes down to it. As many of you guys know, I'm trying to get promoted at work, and I've been putting in all my efforts trying to get that promotion. I feel like I already have it, but I don't want to give them any reason to not give it to me, considering that I've been absolutely busting my ass when it comes down to it, and I feel like it's very important to put a lot of effort into it, especially when something this big comes around, and I don't want to throw it away just because of my attitude or my inability to do my job. So for the last couple of weeks, I've been putting a lot of effort forth when it comes down to work, as well as picking up additional shifts and coming in when I've been getting received calls for that particular action. So it's been pretty interesting by itself. My hours have definitely been going way and above 30, which is definitely very nice, as well as my wage is already sufficiently higher than minimum, so it feels like I'm just getting paid more money. The paychecks come every week, and for the most part, I'm satisfied by the performance of that. Now, of course, when it comes down to what I do on a normal daily basis, sometimes I've been spending a lot of time on Amazon trying to look at some of these sales that are going on, as well as there's a couple of things that I have in my wish list that I'm currently hopefully going to be purchasing here in the next week. Now, when it comes down to it, a lot of the purchases that I'm going to be making here in the next week are related to YouTube, which is not necessarily a bad thing considering that I do this as a hobby. I have a lot of fun doing it, and it seems like for the most part I'm pretty consistent in my actions when it comes down to it. Now, some of the things that I'm going to be buying is a new desk, which is something that I've been needing for a very long time. I probably had this desk since I was like 8, and I'm like 20 now, so you can probably imagine that the desk has went through some times, and it's definitely not as great or up to date as it probably could be. Alongside that, I'm looking into getting a swivel mount for my microphone, a brand new microphone, an entire whole new setup on that front, and the microphone that I'm going to be getting is the Audio-Technica AT2035. Now, for any of you guys that are aware of that microphone, you'll know that that's a condenser microphone, which is different from USB, and the whole spiel of it is that I have to buy an interface, which I'm really excited about. I look forward to getting this mixer. It's a fairly expensive mixer, but I'm getting it just because I seem to have the money, as well as I might need it later on when I build another PC that I'm going to connect together. Now, alongside that information, I've also been sitting down and rewatching Breaking Bad again, which is a show that I didn't actually make all the way through. I probably got to like season 2.5, and I kind of lost interest just because my ignorant mentality was kind of like, well, I'm not a drug dealer, I don't have aspirations to do drugs, so this just isn't my kind of a show. However, I've really found myself enjoying the overall theme of the show, and it's just been a really good experience. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit more familiar with the actors in it, but when it comes down to it, I've been having a lot of fun watching that. It's been a very relaxing experience by itself, but for the most part, I'm getting past where I was before I quit, and I'm really excited to see what's going to be happening in the next 2.5 seasons. But anyway, guys, when it comes down to the main gist of it, that's really all I've been doing, and hopefully you guys found something in the video entertaining. But until the next episode, guys, this has been NMO, and I'm going to be signing out, guys. Peace.